To solve a multiplication sum using the grid method, the first thing that I need to remember to do is to partition any 2 or 3 digit numbers. So partition is just a posh word for split up. So I know that I can partition 65 into 60 and 5, which is what I've done here. I then put this into the grid. Now to solve it, I need to fill in the blanks. So this one here is 6 times 60. So to do that, I would do 6 times 6, which is 36, and then add on the 0 that I ignored. In this box here, I'm doing 6 times 5, which is 30. And then the final step, which a lot of people forget, is to add these together. So 360 add 30 equals 390. This is another visual example of how we partition the numbers. So here we've got 75, which we partition into 70 and 5, and 71, which we partition into 70 and 1. And then we do the same thing. So this box is 70 times 70. So I'm going to ignore the zeros and do 7 times 7, which is 49, and then add on both of the zeros that I ignored. 1 times 70 is 70. 5 times 70, well 5 sevens are 35, add on the 0, and 5 times 1 is 5. I then need to add these together, and column method is probably the easiest way when I've got this many to add together, just making sure that you place them in the correct columns. So in my units I've got 5, in my tens I've got 7 add 5 is 12, in my hundreds 9 add 1 is 10, add 3 is 13, and 5,000. Therefore 75 times 71 equals 5,325. This shows a more complicated example where I had to do 356 times 73. So you can see I've done the same thing. The 356 has been partitioned into 350 and 6, and the 73 has been partitioned into 70 and 3. Obviously I've got a lot more multiplication to do here, and I have to be careful that I've got the right number of zeros on each one. What you can see we've done here to make the calculations easier, rather than trying to do one long column with 6 numbers on, they've added up each pair and then found a total of those totals. It doesn't matter which way you do it, as long as you add them all up accurately.